Greetings, my name is Joe Raymond. This is a video that's going to explain the basic components of a last will. It's designed for individuals who would like to go online, create their own last will using online software, but don't really know where to start. This is my company, medlawplus.com. You'll link there on YouTube. It was designed for things other than online legal forms, but online legal forms has become a big part of our business. You can see some of the other things here. Those are categories of online price quotes, professional services. You can essentially ask lawyers, doctors, accountants to give you price quotes for your professional service needs. In the About Us section, you can see a link to me where you can get my credentials if you're wondering what sort of credentials I have in the legal field. As you can see there, I have JD, CPA, LLM. I also was a Department of Justice attorney for 6 years. Enough of the credentials. Let's go back to the last will. This is the last will homepage, but we also have other information on our website. This is a nice little link and information about last wills right there. This will just kind of break on all the basics of last wills. We also have links to the various states. Let's just go to California as an example. You can see I got links to the statutes. The bar sometimes has information. It's helpful. Here's some information from the California bar. I also copied some of the pertinent statutes onto the website. So it's a very nice little resource if you want to educate yourself about last wills. Let's go to the last will homepage. Okay, you see I have samples there. Before we get into the sample, let's go to an out. Your gold watch, your jewelry, your baseball card collection, your furniture. You don't have to name specific individuals for each one of these items, but you can. And some people are very adamant about those items close to them that who should they depart this world. Um, the next element is the residuary. Residuary is the residual if it's left over. That's after you pay the estate, the taxes, the expenses of administration, and all the specific requests and charitable gifts, what's left. And generally, this is given in shares of the whole of the remainder of the estate. So if you gave it to your 3 children to share and share alike, then they each get 1/3, and that would be a typical residual bequest. Uh, you don't have to give it to them equally. You can give it to them percentages. So Susie can get 6%, Sally 40%. Contingent remainder beneficiary, not every software on the market is going to allow you to do that. That's in case the person you name as a residual beneficiary dies before you. That allows you to take control over who gets that asset or that percentage of your estate. A typical example would be I leave the rest residue and remainder of my estate to my wife, and if she should predecease me, then to her children to share and share alike. And in that example, your children are the contingent remainder beneficiaries. If you have minor children, naming the guardian is something I highly recommend. It only kicks in when both parents die before the children's majority. But, it's nice to say who is going to take care of your children. Sign before witnesses. I'll show you the signature block in the example. All the states, except for Louisiana, follow the Uniform Probate Code. The probate requirements for the last will are very similar in all states. I believe New Hampshire requires 3 witnesses. Don't hold me to that. It's one of the states in the north. Louisiana requires 2 witnesses and a notary, and the testator has to sign on every page. So be careful in Louisiana. All right, let's just take a quick look at the sample. There it is. So you can see these elements in action. We'll just take a quick look at them and then scroll through them so that you get a brief look, and then we'll be done. This is the naming of the personal representative. You see in this example, he can serve without bond. Some directions about paying taxes and the debts of the estate to executor. There's a charitable gift. Then we'll go into specific bequest, listed 1. You can make a list and attach it to the will. So if you have a long list of items, all your jewelry and your furniture, they go on for pages. Well, that can be a separate list signed by you and attached to the last will. Don't hold me on Louisiana, but in the other states that's allowed. You'll see the residuary estate. This specific example doesn't have a contingent. No guardians for children. Article 7, that's not a standard element of a simple last will. I'm going to save that for discussion in a later video. There is the signature block. Now we don't have the notary in this case. As I said, only in Louisiana is a notary required. I think we'll cut it off there. I'm going to do another video, and we're going to call it a quick last will. And in that video, I'll go into more detail into madlawplus.com will system. I'll actually quickly create a last will using the online software, show exactly how it's done, and show you that it can be done in under 10 minutes. Thank you for listening to this video, and I hope it was helpful. Thanks.